Namaskar, a very warm welcome once again, and a great privilege to have Dharmendra Pradhan ji here with us at the India Today Business Today post-budget conclave. Dharmendra ji, you've been a student activist who understands the pulse of the masses, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked all his cabinet colleagues, including yourself, to explain the budget in the simplest manner possible. I want you to tell our audience here and those who are watching us live, uh, what is the key element as far as the education sector is concerned? One analysis says that you have not received a very high allocation. How would you explain that, sir?
Thank you, Siddharth. You are a very critical teacher. So whatever I will say, I don't know how much I can satisfy you, but I am very thankful to my leader, my Prime Minister and Finance Minister for allocating handsomely to the knowledge vertical. It's in education, it's in health department, it's in METI, Ministry of METI. Putting together, my rough calculation is around 1,25,000 crore is the spending, will be spending in the education and other knowledge verticals. This is the highest ever allocation after independence. We are all implementing National Education Policy 2020. Our job is to create global citizens from India with a global viewpoint. They all will be answer for India's problem, challenge, and they will take responsibility. Also, their capacity will complement the global ecosystem. With this target, with this ambition, we all are preparing, implementing national education policy, and government is, the finance ministry, especially Honorable Prime Minister, is personally taking care how all this will be implemented with proper budget allocation.
Since we talk about the number that you gave us, and it is a sizable number, Pradhanji, where do you expect to spend this allocation in the upcoming financial year?
You see, education is a concurrent subject. There is a dual responsibility of union government. Also, the major responsibility lies with state governments. Government of India in the 21st century, what is our primary strategy? How do we unfold or implement NEP? We have to make education qualitative, accessible, affordable, and equitable. To implement all these four pillars of the new challenge, new requirement, Government of India is focusing how to make it qualitative, how technology will help for exponential growth, how the common man will access to the knowledge, access to the education we are offering, and how the good practices of the different states, different languages. NEP is giving emphasis to multilingualism, to the mother tongue, to the local language. There are enormous good literature in the different languages. This budget has given priority for digital library. What does it mean? It means all the good work of all the language will be, the new generation should learn to, should know all the good things in all the language. All these things are priority of the time.
Pradhanji, I was trying to look through some of the data on higher education, and the number that comes out is 44,000 crore. Now, this number is very important because the budget is about so many thousands of crores. We lose sight of the fact that the highest population of adolescent youth in the world is in India. What will your priorities be as far as the higher education sector is concerned, which is under your command?
Before that, I will clarify. Exactly, education department spending is 1,12,000 crore. There are 300 million students in our country, 30 crore students in our country. Out of that, the recent IS report has reflected higher education students are 4 crore, 40 million. Rest 260 millions belong to the school education. 85% of the brain of a child has been saved by age of 8.
Right.
We can't disbalance, we have to make a clear balance, quite balanced from all section of education students. In the higher education, this spending of 44,000 crores is by education ministry. Let me give another example. 157 new nursing schools will be developed. The spending will come from Ministry of Health. 100 5G lab will be developed in education institutions. The fund will come from METI or Telecom. The Science and Technology Department, Biotechnology Department, Space Science Department, Earth Science Department, half of their allocation are coming to the education institutions, reputed IITs, reputed NITs, reputed universities. That means putting together, this is not 44,000. Skill Ministry is spending around 3,500 crore in the skill vertical. If we bracket age-wise, for the adolescent age of young population, the spending will be more than 55 to 60,000 crore. This budget is giving importance for research and development. This budget is giving importance for entrepreneurship. Lot of spending on MSME will be there. 9,000 crore will be spent to incentivize the MSME ecosystem. That means the young person will get benefit out of that. New production chain, new supply chain, young person is going to be benefit. We have envisioned our education system now. We have a national credit framework system. That means the student will now study and work together. Prime Minister Modi very categorically said, degree are important, but competence is more important. So when we are creating a blending mode, work and study, degree and skill, in both this dual model, this is the model of so many developed economy, we have to create new pathway, we have to new learning modules. In all these area, I am very confident and very encouraged the kind of response we are getting from the educational community.
Dharmendra ji, from a very young age, you have spent time in attending student problems. One of the issues when we talk to corporate India people, they say that there is a lack of talent, quality manpower. And let's say IT sector, till recently there was a big chase for talent. People were getting 3 times, 4 times the salary. And that has led to its own consequences. Why does this issue still keep coming up despite the central, state and private sector investment in education?
Because that's what Prime Minister said, competence is more important than degree. What we are doing now? In India, we all are saying there should be a compatibility between industry, academia and policymaker, but practically it is not there today. NEP is giving us opportunity, and the approach of Honorable Prime Minister is in the same direction. We are working, I am citing one example. Now we all are very enthusiastic about semiconductor industry in our country. Recently, the Ministry of METI and Ministry of Education sat together with the industry people, those who are working in the semiconductor industry. We asked them, what are your requirements to create an ecosystem from designing to project implementation? What kind of knowledge level you require in the supervisory level, in the design level, in the implementation level, in the high-end research level? They have identified certain number and certain area of their priority. Now, we are inviting a workshop involving all the important institutions of our country, universities, deemed universities, IITs, NITs, but this is the requirement of industry. They are ready to invest. Government of India and different ministry will also invest. State government are also coming forward, but you have to align yourself. That for NEP has recommended multidisciplinary, flexibility. These are the new policy reform we are envisioning in the NEP.
The Modi government started the Institute of Excellence framework, and it was supposed to spur institutions to move up the value chain and provide better education. What is your assessment, if you can share with us, about how the Institute of Excellence framework has performed so far? Is there need to further sort of look into it?
That's not Institute of, this is Institute of Eminence. That's the Institute of Eminence. That's the same thing.
Yep.
But after that, the NEP 2020 came out. Fundamentally, NEP 2020 want to create a research ecosystem. They will need a network of academia, industry and policymaker. Through this network, through this strategy, we have to create a different kind of institution. All will not be center of excellence. Few will be center of excellence. The primary condition of to be a center of excellence is autonomy. The academia should get freedom to get autonomy to envision what kind of course they want to design.
Right.
What kind of multidisciplinary they will envision in their industry, in their institutions. I can cite you one example. Recently I had been to Jammu. The IIM Jammu, IIT Jammu and AIMS Jammu, which is zero state, they are in the same locality. Coming together, all the three institutions, they have created a master degree after pandemic. How all the three knowledge ecosystem will create a new manpower. Dual degree, twinning of degree, multiversity. These are the new policy approach. All this will create few center of excellence in all the area. Now, gone are the days, singular vertical will develop. A doctor has to know about mechatronics, about engineering, about electronics, about digital functioning. Previously, the doctor academia was only limited up to human anatomy. Now, the medicine, the student of biochemistry will be more competent to create vaccine than a student from medical science. This multidisciplinary approach will be only achieved through autonomy. Now NEP is giving scope of this kind of thing.
Two quick questions before I let you go. One, on the teacher education ratio, this budget, if I remember the numbers correctly, proposes to have 38,000 more teachers in Ekal Vidyalayas. How will the teacher education ratio progress going forward?
This is 38,000 new teachers will be appointed by centrally funded scheme in Ekal Vidyalaya. Now, putting together state government's teacher and central government run institutions teachers and private school teachers putting together is 1 crore. This 1 crore, 10 million teachers are there. We have to, if we want to create...
And this includes all entire state, center? Schools. Teachers. 10 million school teachers.
From nursery to class 12. This putting together 10 million teachers are there. We have to enhance their capacity. We have to enhance their mathematical capacity, their science knowledge, their technology knowledge, their social science. They have to align with global geopolitics. We have to make them exposed to the new world. For that only, we consciously decide, if you want to make success the NEP 2020, we have to focus on teacher capacity building, teacher education. That's per. Now, there are more than 750 DIETs, district level education institutions are there. We have to make center of excellence in all the districts.
Okay. Dharmendra ji, one final question, and this is not about the budget. But with your permission, I must also inform the audience that since you have been education minister, I would safely say that gone are the days of controversies around autonomy of institutions and all the headline news that we used to see about certain institution, some board of governors, vice chancellor appointment. Why is that? Is that your experience in student politics, or have you used some different formula and mantra to deal with so many educational institutions all over the country?
No, you are kind on me. Because you are fair on me, you are kind on me. That's why this is not in news. But previously also, there is a process. There are process how a vice chancellor will be selected, how a professor, associate professor and assistant professor will be selected. Now the numbers are high also. We are in a appointment drive in the institutions. We have to follow the process. My government and Prime Minister Modi is a great believer of process-driven system. We are believing in process. Process will find out the best of the talent for the education institutions.
आखिरी सवाल, आपको प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आने वाले साल के लिए क्या दायित्व, क्या काम दिया है? I am not talking about your responsibility for Karnataka and elections, purely from your ministry's point of view.
How to implement, how to execute, how to ground the NEP 2020 is the biggest responsibility in front of the ministry, in front of all the responsible citizens of the country today. Now I am a small person in that ecosystem. Prime Minister Modi's expectation from the society, from the younger community, he is himself involving himself on the Pariksha Pe Charcha kind of initiative to give tips to the young generation. That much importance is giving to the future of the society. We all have to come to this point. We have to create global citizens.
Absolutely, and I wish you all the very best for that very major responsibility. Pradhan ji, thank you very much for your time with us today. With that, it's a wrap on this session. Thank you.